I'm going to ask another question, but for anybody that's just joining now, or maybe watching this video in isolation from when I first introduced Sharon, I'm going to ask the next question, which is very, very relevant to us all, which is about pivoting your businesses and looking at the online opportunity that exists. So I'm talking to Sharon Gaskin at the moment, who is the founder of the Trainers Training Company. And she founded that in 2009 and has been supporting hundreds and hundreds of trainers to learn how to market and sell themselves and also reduce their sense of isolation. So Sharon, it's great to be talking to you now. And I'm so excited about this program that you've got, how to create a future fit training business. Tell me all about that, because I know that people have been flocking quite a lot to you, because in this time when everybody's knowing they need to adapt their offline training into an online business. Tell me all about that.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting because, as I've just mentioned, I run my online program twice a year, and this is round about the time that I run it. So I do one in the spring and one in the autumn. And a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking, I don't know whether I can run this program, because how can I talk about how to create a successful and profitable training business when there is no face-to-face training out there? Yeah, it didn't feel very congruent. So I just thought I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to shelve it. And then I noticed what was happening in my community as everybody was kind of coming to terms with what's happening. A lot of people were saying to me, do you know what? This is a really good time. This is a really good time to look at my business and to kind of spring clean it, and to kind of, like, for example, so many trainers have said to me, oh, this is amazing. I'm loving this because I've really realized that I'm fed up with a daily commute. I'm fed up with traveling, because, training is tiring. It's really tiring. It's a really tiring occupation, being on your feet all day, physically and emotionally when you're in the training room. It's hard, it is tiring. And you add on to that as well, the traveling as well, it's even harder. And a lot of trainers have been saying to me, oh, look, this is great. And you know what? When I go back, I need to find some way of maybe changing my business so I'm not kind of doing quite so much of that. So I was thinking about this, and I just thought, do you know what? Actually, maybe I do run this program, but maybe I run it in a slightly different way. So what I decided to do was to team up with one of my Trainers for ambassadors, a lady called Jeanette Tessier, who her website or her organisation is Get That Course Online. And that's her specialist area, getting courses online and the whole online training world. So together we have combined forces to bring, this new program. So my bit will be still the bit about marketing and selling and business development principles and confidence and mindsets, are all those things that you need to have a successful training business. But I'm going to be, talking about it in the context of what's happening right now, because I do believe that more than ever, it's so important to be in touch with our potential clients, not to just, not to just sit here and go, oh, there's nothing I can do now for 3 months. We've got to stay in touch with people. So I'll be, doing loads of stuff around that. And then Jeanette will be bringing in the online training side. So how to create online courses, how to deliver virtual training, how to sell online courses, all those sorts of things, for which I know in the training world right now, there's a massive demand for, because what's been really interesting, Penny, when I look across the industry and what's been happening over the last few weeks, is that I would say there are 3 categories of organisation in terms of their response to the whole coronavirus thing. Because let's face it, it has hit the training industry incredibly hard, because face-to-face training, we can't do it anymore. So organisation number 1 is a kind of the large organisation. They're really switched on. They have been able to just basically move to virtual training overnight, because they've got the resources to do that, and that's fine. So those trainers who were working with those types of organisation, they've been able to continue working with them as long as they have the virtual skills. The second type of organisation are those smaller types of organisation who are kind of, well, certainly up until now, have still been in as much shock as we have been, you know, kind of going, what the hell do I do? This is maybe somebody, an HR manager or an L&D manager who's on their own in an organisation, and they had all their training plans, and now all of a sudden they can't do them. And they are kind of, you know, reaching out for help as well. And the trainers in my community have been able to have conversations with those organisations and say, hey, you know, how are you feeling? How has this affected your plans? Did you know that I could do virtual training? Did you know that I'm here to support you? And that's been amazing and incredible. And then, you know, the reality is there is also a third type of organisation who have either not got the capacity to switch to virtual training, or they're not ready yet to do it. And they're going, do you know what? We're just going to put things on hold for 3 months until we can do face-to-face training again. So that's really been quite interesting. But I suppose what I'm saying is that this is an exciting time, you know, for trainers, because we can fit into, you know, into one of those three categories, you know, if you like. We can carry on working with our clients as long as we upskill ourselves virtually. We can have conversations with our clients and offer support to them, or we can just accept that, okay, not going to be a lot happening for 3 months, but this is a great time to look at my business and look at how I can get ready for when the tap turns back on. And all the things my program is going to address.
It's phenomenal. I mean, it really is. It's like, this is almost the time that your business was born for. I get that sense, you know, something's come of age, hasn't it, into this?
Yeah. It was really funny because I was laughing about that. I mean, in my Training Talk community, I've created this hashtag made for this moment, because although it sounds really cheesy, it actually is, because Training Talk has you know, it's amazing how the community has come together, particularly in the first few weeks. It was all around panic and fear and worry and anxiety, and we were able to scoop all that up and work through it together. And now we're all working together on the next phase, which is how do we adapt? How do we not only survive but thrive in the environment that we're in right now? Which is
lovely. And I've loved the way that you're encouraging that positivity with people. But it is very interesting, because I love your three categories of organisation. There's also about those people that are taking personal responsibility for their own self-development at the moment, because I think this is a time where you can go manically into all the skills that you wish you had. I'm going to be using your alert service for our masterminds, because that we've got this checklist of all the things we want to learn, and I'm sure you'll have trainers in there that could, you know, we could do a webinar on particular subjects to help them, because the raft of trainers you've got in your alert service is phenomenal. So I think what I'd like to finish with, because this is really interesting, it's so prevalent to now, is how do people get in touch with you, Sharon, in general? So your URL is thetrainerstrainingcompany.co.uk, that's right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then to learn how to pivot your business into an online training company, which that program sounds fantastic. How much does that cost?
It's £497, and it is a 6-week program. So and for that you do get a 12 webinars in total, plus a weekly catch-up that we're going to be doing, a Facebook group, loads of support, etc. But there's also a 6-month payment plan.
Right. Gosh, that's brilliant.
Basically, just under £100 a month for 6 months.
Right. So it's a fantastic one. So for people to access that, it's thetrainerstrainingcompany.co.uk /how to create a future fit training business. And we'll be putting that in this post, but also we'll make sure that when this is recorded and edited, you'll be seeing that across the bottom anyway. Sharon, it's amazing to talk to you. I've been so excited. I was so pleased that we could get this talk in now, because it's so timely. And I hope that anybody who runs a training business themselves will join. People who need trainers, I hope you join the Trainer Alert service, because this is the time for you as an organisation to really ramp up the development of your staff, and you will find the most incredible trainers inside the training alert service that Sharon has. And of course, I'm sharing this out onto lots of social media, LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter. So if you just want to get in touch with Sharon, she'll be linked into that, but also you can contact me and I can introduce Sharon to you. So thank you so much, Sharon. That was a fantastic conversation. Thanks then. Bye.
Bye now.